as a search for answers on the island of destiny. If President-elect Joe Biden found time to watch the Breeders' Cup races, he could be forgiven for allowing himself a smile at the victories of the Irish contingent. The Breeders' Cup Mile winner was Order of Australia, ridden by Pierre Charles Boudot and trained by Aidan O'Brien from Ireland. Dermot Weld, also from Ireland, captured the Breeders' Cup Turf with Tanawa, ridden by Colin Keane. For, like several presidents before him, George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Ronald Reagan, and John F. Kennedy, he can lay to a proud Irish ancestry. When asked for a quote by the BBC earlier in the year, he demurred with the joke, "I'm Irish." On learning of his likely success in the presidential election, he reads from the works of Irish poet Seamus Heaney. So hope for a great sea change on the far side of revenge. Believe that a further shore is reachable from here. Believe in miracles and cures and healing wells. For the Irish raiders at Breeders' Cup meetings, there appears little need to hope for miracles. The number of Irish Breeders' Cup winners at 32 is second only to the United States. What is it about the Irish racing industry that enables it to punch so far above its weight? There must be more to it than just luck. Despite the old Irish saying, if you're lucky enough to be Irish, then you're lucky enough. Ireland has always been a wild and restless nation. Ever since the Celts arrived there, fleeing the persecution of the Romans, they have had to contend with any number of setbacks, which drove many to pursue their dreams in other lands, especially the United States. This question had always intrigued me until a few years ago when I decided to try to resolve it by visiting the Emerald Isle itself. I mentioned the quest to my sister at a family party, and between us, over a tot of Jameson, we hatched a plan to visit the Island of Destiny. Sarah had enjoyed a position as head groom at the stables on an estate, set in rolling Cotswold countryside and not so very far from the honeyed stone and dreaming spires of Oxford. Her deep knowledge of horses would make her an invaluable companion. We travelled by Irish ferries from Pembroke to Rosslare, and from there by car through Central Ireland. Our destination was the townland, Talantanti, where we would stay at a traditional Irish cottage quite close to the racecourse at Sligo. On our journey, we would be passing through the counties where some of the most famous trainers have their stables. Driving along the quiet roads through the Irish countryside, one is immediately struck by the verdant pastures that line the way. Indeed, here was a piece of the puzzle we were trying to complete. Could the success of Irish thoroughbreds partly lie in Ireland's wet, temperate climate, allowing year-round grazing, while the limestone soil encourages the growth of calcium-rich grass, to strengthen bone and sinew. As we journey through the lush countryside, we pass through the counties that contain some of the finest trainers in Ireland. Jim Bolger at Orligate, County Wexford, who has trained such champions as Tiafilo, New Approach and Dawn Approach. Joseph Patrick O'Brien at Piltdown, County Kilkenny. Son of Aidan O'Brien, Joseph was champion jockey in 2012 and 2013, but in 2015 he assumed the running of the family stable at Piltdown, County Kilkenny. It wasn't long before he began to emulate his father's success in sending out winners to all parts of the globe, notably winning Australia's Melbourne Cup with Rekindling in 2017 and again in 2020 with Twilight Payment. Aidan O'Brien trains at Ballydoyle, County Tipperary, where he moved in 1996 after apprenticeships under PJ Finn, Jim Bolger and Anne-Marie Crowley, who later became his wife. The stable was established by Vincent O'Brien, no relation, in the 1950s, and its gentle slopes and fertile land were ideally suited to the training of racehorses, together with specially devised peat gallops to minimize the risk of injury to fragile legs. Aidan O'Brien has sent out stakes winners to all parts of the globe: Hong Kong, the United Arab Emirates, Australia, Italy, France, Britain and America, where he has captured 12 Breeders' Cup races. He succeeded his illustrious predecessor, Michael Vincent O'Brien, who, along with his son-in-law John Magnier and the late Robert Sangster, established what became known as the Coolmore Syndicate, one of the world's largest thoroughbred racehorse breeding operations. Currently owned by the Magnier family, Coolmore occupies 7,000 acres in County Tipperary and has produced champion sires such as Sadler's Wells, Danehill and Galileo, whose progeny have recorded numerous stakes winners throughout the world. They now have branches in Australia and America. Sadler's Wells was a son of American sire Northern Dancer, and his offspring included Galileo, Montdieu, and High Chaparral.